And officially, have we been online all the time?
Couple of minutes, yeah.
Alright, so welcome to Open Pitch Friday. My name is Pekka Abrahamsson. I'm a professor here at the IT faculty of University of Jyväskylä, and today we are here at Startuplab. And our monthly, every first Friday of every month we have Open Pitch Friday. I welcome the audience here present and also in the great land of internet. And we will have two pitches today. Let's see if we can have also the other pitch done online, but at least we start with one of our students, so from the business school, Polina, the stage is yours. So Polina, please, you can come here. And start the pitch as soon as you have it online. Good. And since Polina is trying to get the presentation on, I can say Polina has been, she's the winner of the Idea JKL event with the best pitch in the organized there, an event that was organized by Yes, where students and let's say from all the universities, so university and YAM came together to ideate new business ideas early April this year. All right, good. I see that you have Mac. This is why we have to wait for another 30 seconds. It's HTML1, is that the right one?
I have the only one.
It should be 4, I guess, yeah. Yeah, 4 is better. All right.
So hello everyone, my name is Polina, as Pekka already
Use voice a little bit.
Already said. So I'm going to give a really short speech and like a brief idea of how the pitching should be done and what is important to consider before that. So let's dig into the first thing is the research that has to be done before the pitch plan is actually done. So the things to consider are the numbers. So the more numbers you know about your business, like your approximate profit flow, customers for the first months and so on, are important. Then you have to know your investors and their interests and background, and of course the market that you're going to enter first. After that, it is also important to specify the things that are that have to be present in the pitch, and there are only 3 of them. It's called 3P, and first is product, then it's people, and the profit. These are the most necessary things that have to be in the pitch. So as we're talking about the pitch now, let's see what are the steps that need to be present in the pitch itself and how it should go. First of all, it is the story, and the people who are hearing the speech of your business can be like with different backgrounds. So it is important to keep it simple and demonstrate on some examples so that it is clear for everyone what is your business for, and then what is the problem that your business is solving and how it is doing that. Then it is important to demonstrate that it is unique, because usually there are some competitors in the market, so it's good to demonstrate the value of your business and say how it's different. Then of course business model. Business model is something that all investors want to see, and of course how you're going to get the customers to your business. It's also part of a good speech. And another thing that that investors want to know is, do you have a team? What is the team is doing? Like, and what are the current developments? Do you have you made your own investments to your business and so on? So these are also good things to include. And that is basically how you can make your speech to be the rocket one.
All right, and now that since you have done the rocket pitch, I would be great to hear the idea JK pitch that you made, if you have the slides ready.
Yeah.
So you can now demonstrate how, or whatever you now just said, how it works in practice. And this idea is something that was selected to be the winner, just done not so many weeks ago, and it solves a very significant problem that we are facing here currently today. And that would be a great example of that's business that is under development. And meanwhile, I can ask the audience about the what is the main mistake that the young pitchers typically make. Vesa Kupari has seen a zillion pitches. So, what is the typical mistake that you see when you are listening to pitches?
Well, how would I put it? Maybe
No
it's
business.
so that most of the teams they seem to forget who is the customer, and the role of the customer is not presented in the presentation in a good way, in a way.
So the role of the customer needs to be there. It has to be visible.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing to remember.
Are you willing, or have you made an investment to a company that has not yet launched the service to out, or is that a typical case for you, that the service is not yet out, but it somehow convinces that once it's out, it actually will do business?
Yes, of course we need evidence that there's a customer need, and in some cases there's real sales that has started already, but in some cases there has to be some other evidence that the market research or whatsoever that makes you believe that there is real demand for your services and products.
And as you are representing a venture capital, that are you also playing a role in the business angel? So you would be willing to invest early on, or are you in more comfortable with your investment sources to be at the, let's say, the venture level?
Unifund is an investment company of the university, and we haven't any clear focus that we should only invest in startups or only invest in up and running companies, but both, and everything is depending on the credibility of the business idea and the team as such.
Now that I have a chance to interview here, I will use the opportunity. How have you seen the past couple of years, the development? Do you see more opportunities, or do you see less opportunities, or how have you observed, let's say, as the general economy has been going a bit up?
I have to say that unfortunately we don't have that much good cases today that we had a couple of years ago. One reason for that might be the good economic position of Finland, for instance, at the moment. But on the other hand, we have had some challenges with incubator services that we have had in Jyväskylä. But right now, when the startup factory is up and running, I'm confident that it will do better.
We would start seeing another. I mean, as it has been on the stay now, so there would be a, let's say, more let's say, steady flow of new companies. But let's hear an opportunity now that actually is under development, and Paulina is the best person to present it. So Paulina, please.
Okay, yeah. yeah, we had to present it in 3 minutes. I hope I can make it today as well. So, yeah, now only me out of the team is presenting you PostMe service. And so here's the guy called Miko, and his mother has a birthday today, so he needs to deliver a present to her. And he wants to visit her because he hasn't been seeing her for so long, but suddenly his boss calls and asks him to work today for over hours. And he cannot reject the offer, but at the same time he knows that his mother's heart is very sensitive and he hasn't seen her for so long. So now we have a problem. He wants to deliver the present today because it's his mother's birthday, and he's in Jyväskylä and his mother is in Helsinki. So the first thing he does, he calls to Posti and asks if they can deliver it today. But unfortunately, they say that it's not possible and they don't have same-day delivery service. And other services also say that this costs a lot. So he's very upset, and at the same time, in the same city, there is this student called Juho, and he has a car, he's in Jyväskylä, and he's planning to go to visit his friends in Helsinki today. And he also doesn't mind to raise some money as he's a poor student. So, so this is where our service basically comes in, and now I will briefly say how it works. So if the person needs to send something, it has to go to the application or the website, specify where from and to the package needs to be sent. Then it specifies the package size and other parameters, and it searches. It gets the list of available drivers on the same route, and there is also different times and different price of the drivers that he can choose from. And then if we are the driver, we don't need to send anything, so, but we can drive from different locations. So the first thing you do, you have to sign up, and then the driver will be visible in the list of people who is searching for the drive. So yeah, basically the idea that the service is 25% cheaper than any other services, like Posti or PostNord or Matkahuolto for the same service, and also it supports regular people and not big corporations. And yeah, it's door to door, which is quite rare service, and it's on the same day. It supports the planet and environmentally friendly because the less emissions are done, and also yeah, and the package doesn't need to be a specific one, so this is also good. Yeah, choose Posti, PostMe, and sorry, and also we made approximate price list that will like how our prices will be formed comparing to Posti, and we have made the business canvas model with all the different aspects of business, and we also calculated some numbers of how many packages approximately will be sent, and the revenue. Like, it's really rough, but yeah. So that's it.
All right. So how something about the numbers. So how many packages have to be sent in order for your business to run? So I mean, what kind of volume do you need
per day? Well, for us, we don't need any volume because we just we have an app and we will charge the percentage. But
okay. So if there are 10 packages sent every day, how much money would that give to you if they are if a cost is 10 euros per package?
Well, I would say maybe so 10 packages with 10 euros. Well, I would say around 20 maybe. 20 euros we will make with that.
So
But
out of the 100 euros of total gross income, that would be 20% would be coming to
yeah,
you.
but 10 is we expect that there will be more sent every day because there are many locations and people are sending packages every day, and it can be like really small one like postcard or like some medicine, and also yeah, like we are just running an app, so it would be just some source of profit, and we might use advertising in the first months, for example.
In a bigger city like Helsinki, there is this lähettipalvelu, so a person taking a package from building A to Centrum with the bike has grown.
Yeah, but that is more expensive, and this is like that is more secure as well, because it's like companies are usually using it, and we are doing it for regular people.
What about the in the other foreign countries, people over the internet? Is there examples of Amsterdam, New York, other places that or countries that have actually established this reference model?
What we managed to find is just Facebook groups where people are asking for these services, like from each other, and that actually where idea came from, like basically, because now it's on Facebook, like people can be, you're not sure like who are these people, and in this application there will be like verification with your social security number, for example, for drivers at least. So that's one thing. So we provide security basically comparing to Facebook, and and also like you can send the pictures of like your initial package, and then if the driver delivers and it looks really bad, like and it's destroyed, then there will be some penalties. So we will be covering that one as well. So.
Alright, so post me. Any critical or positive views?
This is such a brave idea, because you have huge competitors like Finnish Post and those express service providers like DHL, TNT, FedEx, etc.
Yeah.
And
but they are also very expensive.
Yes, they are. I understand that this is some kind of part of the sharing economy, utilizing application like Uber or Airbnb, etc. So how can you give some kind of guarantee to the customer so that they are really getting the service they are buying?
Yeah, we can. Well, of course, because all the drivers are registered, so at least people can rely on the drivers that they will not like steal the package or do something bad to it. And also they're picking it door to door, so basically all elderly people who, like if they're using Posti, they always need to go to their office, and like sometimes it's maybe really tiring. So here they will meet the driver themselves at home, and he will pick the package, and I think it's much more like personal way of delivering things, and yeah, we can provide security and insurance for the package as well. So just by sending the picture, so like the sender has to take a picture of the initial package, and then like if it is delivered, the receiver also has to take the picture that it is safe, and then like the driver can get his pay.
It sounds slightly complicated, and now you took the picture part, but it's you are now talking about the securing that. I mean, there has been.
Because we thought that this might be the main question, like how to secure it and how can I rely on the service and so on. That's why we thought it through a little bit.
Are you planning to insure the packages?
Yeah.
Because there's some percentage will be lost and broken.
Well, we hope that they will not be lost, because because the driver gets the payment after
successful delivery.
Yeah. So of course he can steal, but again he is verified with the system with his social security number. So then, we will just call the police and they will find him. So we believe in trust, but well, if there will be some issues, then I guess we will find a way to.
Now that we live in Jyväskylä in central Finland, are there these sharing services? Because I have heard Vesa commenting that this is part of this sharing economy idea, not the first time. And so I was wondering, do you have an example of a sharing service that would actually work? So we talk about sharing tools, in a way you share your resources.
Yeah, there is this service like car sharing, basically, or
Okay.
or like carpooling, I think it's called, like when you can drive on the same route with the driver just for a small pay.
But is it the Facebook?
No, it's like service, proper
Okay.
service, and well, they're not delivering packages, but they are like delivering people basically.
But they could be delivered packages as well.
They could, yeah, but we don't know why they are not going into that one.
Maybe there's no business. Hi, Christian.
Have you considered like custom pricing for the packages? Because I was wondering, like, one use I would have for the service would be like if I have an old bookshelf lying around but it doesn't fit into my car, maybe I could see if someone is going where I want the bookshelf with a bigger car. Because it's still way cheaper than renting a car just to do that.
Yeah, like, well, first of all, you specify what car you have and like what is the maximum size of package, and also the bigger the package or the heavier the package, the bigger is the price for the delivery. So like all these small things are, that's why like the sender has to specify the parameters like of everything, and also the route, like, because it might be so that you need to go to Helsinki like center, but the package needs to be delivered to the suburb of Helsinki and it's like 10 more kilometers, so that is also like, that will be calculated. But we are not yet thought about the development of cross-border packages, because that's a bit more complicated.
I was mostly wondering if like the drivers might be able to specify their own price if they want, or if it's going to be predetermined.
Well, we made a short questionnaire actually about like of people, like, are you would you use this service like for delivering people packages, and what price would you actually charge for that? Some people were saying that I can do it even for free, and some were saying that it will cost like 100 euros. So it's, yeah. But I think that the price, well, it will be calculated depending on, because you're still going on the same route. So for you, it's just additional money, but you're not losing anything.
Yeah.
So maybe 10 to 20 euros.
Here, when I start thinking from my perspective, now we have to move on to the next pitch, but as we are closing in, that soon as Finnish Juhannus is coming, me and my wife hop in a car and drive to Rovaniemi, and which is like 1,000,000 miles, as you know. I didn't realize how far away it is until I started driving it, but that would be I could easily check if Polina service would have packages going to north and pick them up day before, or not the same day, because it's a hassle. It's a long drive, so I would need to have the packages earlier. But then I don't. So I mean, in a way, like when you start thinking, yeah, might be a thing, but I wouldn't be like thinking about I would do the travel because of that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
not.
there has to be a reason for travel.
And also you register your drive like beforehand, so that people can find you also beforehand, not just the same day, because it makes it a bit complicated.
All right, but hey, let's give a big round of applause for Polina for double pitch. Thank you. And then we move on to our second pitch. It's presented by Mr. Henry, and Mikael.
Yeah, Mikael.
Henri could be a name as well, but it's not so. Mikael,
That's a nice name as well.
Mikael, welcome. And
Right.
do you need, if you need a pen and paper?
Yeah, I'll use the whiteboard in a bit.
Yes,
So, cheers. All right, so hello everyone. My name is Mikael Markkola, and I'm a founding partner of Growth Hacking Partners. We are a startup that does marketing and sales design in NLP, and our business idea is that we do growth hacking for B2B companies. So whereas growth hacking is traditionally thought of as just something that regular companies do to gain more users or customers in the B2C area, we thought that we would employ these tools and practices in the B2B area. Because I come from, I got a bit of a marketing background myself. I did marketing in several IT startups before, and I was sort of fed up with the way we did marketing back then. That we'd be chasing after likes and page views and followers and that sort of thing. when I didn't really feel that that was really necessary, because those people who are liking those Facebook pages, those are not the people who are making the decisions to buy the products, especially in larger companies. It's not a decision that gets made based on the Facebook likes. We know who are the people who make those decisions in those companies. And my co-founder, my friend Olli, he came from a sales background, and he had this issue. He was doing sales work at a marketing company, and he had his CRM full of leads, like a bunch of offers, open deals there, and he could see that immediately that he had like 2 deals that made up 80% of the value of all of his open deals. But he could only afford to use about as much time, maybe a little bit more time. But basically, every deal you have a set amount of time and work hours and resources you can pour into it. So basically, what he saw was that he was wasting time on these small deals when he could be working only these big deals. Instead of selling stuff for 5k or 10k, why not make it 50 or 100k or a million? So we put our ideas together and saw that we really need something like growth hacking in the B2B industry. We should figure out how we can package the core competencies of businesses in ways that facilitate deeper relationships with the clients, so that you can create more value and you can also gain something else from it other than just revenue. And when you can package your know-how in that way, when you can build larger products, and then you can put more resources into selling each one. And then the thing is that you also need to realize which are the most potential types of companies, and then find out who are making the decisions in those companies about purchasing these types of products. And that is what we do. Our job as growth hacking partners is figuring out who's making those decisions in the client companies of our clients, and how do we reach them? What do they want to hear? Then we do marketing. We find out which one of these, which companies are actually interested, which have the buying window open, which need the solution that we're offering. We find out who those are, so we can really focus the sales processes into those leads that are actually potential. We got a bunch of tools that we can use to find out which companies these are, who are the decision makers, and then getting their contact information, and then contacting them through the different channels like email, social media, or just by calling them. And then we need to compile all of this data so we know how we are doing in our sales process, what can we always do better, and then iterate, make the marketing bit better now that we know something from the first iteration. I don't know. So our company has been in business for a couple of years now. We've done this stuff since 2016. Growth Hacking Partners, the firm was founded last year in January. We just started our exponential growth. We got on 2 more partners, so now we're four guys working out of Crazy Town in the city center. And we've got almost a dozen clients coming up soon, and we're growing at a nice pace. I think we're gonna experience a shortfall in resources in the near future, so that's also a nice reason to come here and pitch our business to you guys. I think I've rambled on long enough just by myself, so I'd love to take some questions if you have any.
Thank you, Anna Mikael.
Cheers.
So, besides telling that there's an opportunity to make growth hacking, to use your services, would you be seeking for money, or would you be seeking for people interested to join, or what are you specifically looking for?
Yeah, we're actually looking in the short to medium term. I guess we're probably going to need more people working. We're just in the process of getting some financing to come together. We're doing okay in that regard for now. We are not looking for investors just yet. We want to get our game to the proper level before we want to part with our hard-earned capital or shares. So yeah, new thinkers, new doers is what I'm looking for, I guess.
How has been your, do you have any public customer, do you have a customer case you can share? Or if you don't, what are typically, or do you have a customer, what is the typical customer feedback that you get from your clients?
Yeah, thanks. That's a good question. The best sort of review we've got was from our longest time customer, Team Software, where the sales director said that it's incredible working with you guys because you're trying to understand us at a much deeper level than consultants usually do, than what they've before experienced. So we've really managed to push them out of their shell in regards to what they're doing in marketing these days. We're doing live webinars, for example, monthly by now, and that, for example, is something that they've never done. And so,
what's happening in the webinar?
They are rather sales focused. We're focusing on showing what their products can do to the clientele, and that's actually proven to be a surprisingly efficient method because it's a small niche that they're targeting, and nobody who is not actually interested in buying one of these systems is going to attend one of these webinars. So if you market these webinars in a get some nice reach to them, we're probably going to find those people who are actually interested. So we've got a lot of hits from these webinars.
So are you actually outsourcing? I'm just trying to understand the business. So are the companies outsourcing or in a way partnering with you that you take care of? You in a way start doing their sales?
Yes and no.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah, because we...
Are you from, I don't know, Kuopio?
From Lapland, actually. So
I forgive you.
Yeah. So we definitely want to be involved in the sales process because part of our business plan is that we work with partly on commission. So when we help our clients close deals, that's when we make the money. Like our billables are pretty. We sort of we subvent our billables so that we can take a bit more risks in these client projects, so that we can get a lot more money when they work out. So for that reason, we have to be very involved in the sales process as well. So we'll be helping our clients like figure out how they want to do their sales presentations. What are the materials going to be like? What should the offers be like? What should the spec sheet look like?
Is it? Are you actually then? It's a zero. Is it like in the great land of America? There are lawyers who say that there is no cost unless there's a payback. So are you charging basically nothing until the deal is closed?
No, we're charging a rather cheap rate, in my opinion, until the deal is closed, and then we're gonna take a slice.
Then you come in.
Then. But in that case, none of our clients have had any problems with it, because then those successes are actually going to be pretty big with our system. So it doesn't feel bad at all giving a slice of something that you would not have had otherwise.
Let's open the door for the audience as well, so please go ahead.
Well, I've been working in sales and marketing for ages, and to me it looks like you're dealing with those basic questions: who are the potential customers, who are the decision makers, etc., etc. I really didn't understand what is this growth hacking. So what are you actually doing? Are you doing sales consultation, or what is your competitive advantage?
Yeah, so
Now comes the pen.
we can use some drawing here, I guess. So why we consider what we do growth hacking is that we try to work in really fast cycles and iterate. Instead of making like huge investments into marketing and then seeing if something works, we do a little bit, see if it works, and then make another prototype. So we might have a workshop where we'll set up something like a 3 email campaign, and then we'll immediately send it out. This could be like one day. Like the first day that you work with us, we're going to intensively workshop this thing and come up with a marketing campaign that involves 3 emails. We'll send it out to a pre-selected segment that we thought would be a good fit, and we'll see what the results are. Like, do we see link opens? Are the customers that we've followed up with calling them after we see that they've opened those emails? How do they find this campaign that we created? And then we'll take that, and the next day we'll have another email campaign that's slightly improved from the one before. And we'll add maybe double the amounts of recipients this time. Instead of 100, we'll maybe do 300 recipients. See how that works. What kind of leads do we find there? And I guess that is at the heart of growth hacking, in my opinion. That we don't necessarily spend a lot of time planning things. We spend more time doing things and testing things. And yeah.
So basically, you run small experiments.
Yeah.
In a way.
Constantly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And go further, and based on the results, you are able to change directions and follow the best path.
Exactly. What we're trying to do is not necessarily making up the perfect marketing campaign or the perfect sales pitch or the sales process, but we're trying to come up with a system that creates good email or marketing campaigns, that creates good sales processes for our clients.
Based on your experience, what have you found to be most, efficient? Is the email campaign or Facebook or LinkedIn campaign, or what type of campaign in your mind reaches out to your clients, potential customers the best? What have you found out?
Without a doubt, I think email combined with active calling is the key in sales, especially in B2B. In B2C it's different because you need to have a lot more mass, but in B2B, because we know what who the people are who are making those decisions. So any kind of social media is going to be not targeted enough, even in LinkedIn. Or with one caveat, if you've got software as a service product that you can market to the whole world or something, then you can use LinkedIn, then it's very efficient. Otherwise, and to be honest, even then, I'd say direct email marketing followed up with prodigious calling. You really can't be afraid to pick up the phone.
English I don't understand. What was that? Prodigious.
Prodigious. You gotta really work it. You gotta work the phone.
Okay.
So any person who's opening your links, you gotta call them. See why he did it, why they liked it, why they didn't like it.
Okay. Other observations? If not,
just one comment.
Yeah.
You're talking about business to business marketing.
Yeah.
But if you think about this kind of email campaigns or cold calls or something like that, then you have to really have very simple services and products that you're selling, your customers are selling. Because if you're talking about wider solutions, then you need a different kind of approach to your customers. It doesn't work with emailing or something like that. So that basically your customers have to be selling very simple products. If this example is illustration of your
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I think I'd have to disagree with that, because yes, because unrelated to how complex the issue is, there's always the you can identify that these organizations they have this need, they need this system, we can find some criteria that will probably indicate that they will need this solution. So, like for example, we have a client which I mentioned before, Timi Software. They make a smart hospital solution that is a big IT system that integrates several like electronic health records, potilastietojärjestelmä systems, and other tools inside hospitals and health centers and that sort of thing. So that's not something you can sell to anyone, or necessarily a simple products either. But what this sort of also forces you to do is you really have to simplify your message so that it reaches those people that have that need that you're filling. And yeah.
What are most of your customers like? Are they software companies, and what is the approximate average size of these companies?
Yeah. For now, we've got mostly software companies or other tech-related companies. Also, a couple of consulting companies in both marketing, communications, and business strategy consulting. So far, all our customers fit in the SME category, I guess. So I'd say upwards from maybe 500,000 in revenue up to, I think, 3 for now.
Do you use growth hacking techniques to sell your own company?
The sort of funny thing is that so far we really have not had to do that, because the sort of word of mouth has been enough so far. The response we've got has been incredible. I mean, we've just pitched this thing around and it's sold.
Andri, Mikael, I have just one more question.
Yeah.
Where in Lapland are you from?
My family is from a small lake in Sodankylä.
A small lake has a name.
Yeah, Kukasjärvi.
Kukasjärvi. Okay, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is concluding our Open Pitch Friday. This time, next time we will see in September. I believe the date is September 6th. It's Friday. I see you then. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best of luck. Cheers.
Cheers.